Aneno nyako moro kae nyinge nga Atoti. To bende onyalo mielo ngoma nyinge nga Atoti. To be onyalo miel koda nyinge nga Atoti. Atoti sudi kai mondi miel koda. Yawa Atoti sudi kai monda miel kodi. Atoti lovely deadly nyakoni iromo wiya.
Hey, what's going on guys? It's Jean and thank you so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. So if you have not yet subscribed, please take a minute and subscribe. And click on the small bell which is turning your post notifications on so that you get notified each time I post. So let's give it up one time for Black empowerment. Today I was feeling very proud to be black. So anyway, before we get into this video, if you might be wondering which gloss your sis got on. The gloss is Zaron Cosmetics obviously, and it is called Cutie, and I have a discount code for you guys. Use my discount code which is going to show right now on the screen, and you can call that number. It only works if you order through that number, and they can do home deliveries at a fee, but if you want them to deliver it to town, then it is absolutely free. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys and giving you a little backstory of each of my piercings. So I have 11 piercings, and I've never even realized how many there were until I had to put on earrings today just so that I can show them a little bit. So I have 6 on this ear, 4 on this ear, and of course my belly button piercing, which is my favorite one. So I'm just going to be telling you guys like when I got them, the pain levels, etc, and how I maintain them and how long they've taken to heal. Some of them are still healing because a few times I get asked mostly about my navel piercing, and today I got you. Let's take 1 minute to send my nail to the grave. One moment of silence for my nail. And my girls out there, let me know in the comment section below how your nails are doing, because mine, they're not doing well at all. So let us jump right into the video. So the first piercings that I ever got are obviously these smaller ones down here. And I remember that I'd been bothering my mom for the longest time ever to let me get these piercings, and that day she finally took me. I was around 7 if I remember well, and it was, I don't remember it nicely, but it was a piercing shop in Kisumu because that's where I grew up, and I was so excited. I think that had gotten to the time where I was in school and so many girls had piercings, so I was just like, I also want piercings, you know, I also want piercings. So I think I finally convinced my mom and I went to get them. And I remember I got the normal round studs because I didn't find the like star studs. If you know those studs, then you're the real MVP. But I was so excited about those, and I think it healed really fast because it's like the really flabby part in your ear. I don't remember anything about that, but that one, it was smooth. It was smooth sailing. The second ones that I got are now the second holes, which I have on both sides. And I remember that my second piercing, it's now my dad. I convinced my dad to go and take me, and I don't remember whether I told my mom that I was going to get it, but when you have one parent's consent, then I guess it's fine. So my dad took me, and I remember this place was called Our Joint. If you live in Kisumu, then you know it's in Nakumat, Mega Plaza, the one in town. So I remember my dad took me to this place, and the lady had told me like she's going to put marks where she wants the holes to be, like where I'd like the piercing to be. And I remember where she put the marks, it looked like it was perfectly proportional, but then after she like pierced it, I felt like one was further away from the other than the other side was. Like this is how I feel whenever things aren't balanced, and I remember it bothered me for a hot minute, but after a while I was just like, you know, it's barely even noticeable. Like right now when I look at them, it's not even noticeable, but at that time I was like, it's half a millimeter further than the other one. Allah. First of all, you should be going home because it's almost curfew, sir. Anyway, I remember what convinced me or encouraged me to get the second piercing was a really good friend I had at high school back then. We're not friends anymore. She got the second piercing and it looked so nice, and I was excited. When I got the second piercing, it was really exciting to me. So I remember, yeah, that's what encouraged me to get the second piercing. And that time the lady told me to manage it with, was it Spirit? Yeah, we used to use Spirit back then, but these days it's changed a little bit, which I'll talk about later. Like later on in the video. So she told me to be wiping it every day with Spirit, and I did wipe it every day with Spirit, and it healed perfectly fine. So the first one, check. Second one, check. So that's literally, I'm counting each piercing as an individual, so those are 4 holes. So now let's come to my 5th and 6th hole, which are right here. right next to one another. So I remember I'd wanted those 2 earrings for a long time. Like these 2 holes here that further one another, they used to be it. They just used to be it. So there's this time I'd moved back to Nairobi and then I moved back to Kisumu. No, I didn't move back to Kisumu. I went to Kisumu from my friend Ashley's sister, who's now Cindy's wedding. And I remember the day after, I was like, since I'm back home, I didn't know any like proper piercing place in Nairobi, but since I was back home, I was like, I think I want another piercing. So I went and got these 2 and it was painful. I remember that day I was going for a sleepover at my friend Gideon's place and I could barely sleep. It was painful. It was really painful, and for that one she also told me to take care of it with spirit, and I believe that both of them healed properly. The thing about piercings is that you have to be consistent in wiping them. You can think it's healed, but then if you've not wiped it for the time you're supposed to, it will start having problems. I remember sometime after, like 1 year after, it started having a few problems. Like it started swelling, it started becoming painful. So I remember just buying 2 hoop earrings and putting it in there and like not disturbing it at all, because I know also like touching your piercings all the time, that really affects your piercings. So yes, I also tried to stop touching it, though I usually have a problem of like just always touching my piercing. But I remember that time that it started like swelling a little bit. It had healed properly, then it started swelling. I didn't wipe it, I just let it like do its own thing. I let it heal on its own and they healed perfectly. So that is that and that one, and I got those ones in 2016 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I got those ones in 2016. So now fast forward to, is it 2018? We're in 2020, I think 2018. Fast forward to 2018 and I got my belly piercing, which is my favorite piercing. If you know me, then you know that I'm always in crop tops. Partly why I'm always in crop tops, it's because I did not get this belly piercing for myself. You all will have to know that it's there. So this piercing, I actually did a video for it and it's right up here. I did a video, so you can go check it out, like the pain, etc, if you want to see like a more in-depth part of it. So now today I'll just talk more about how long it took to heal and all of that good stuff. So now my belly piercing, I remember I got it at Baritaska. Everything is in that vlog if you want to check it out, and Wendy took me. So this one was a little bit painful. It was, I remember like it's painful for a little bit, like you feel like a hot pinch, but then it's not actually that painful. But I remember that night, the whole time when I was sleeping, I was scared that it might like come through my skin, you know, like the way it goes inside, like it might come right through the skin. Get it? No? Okay, so anyway, I was scared that would happen. I don't know why, but he told me you have to wipe it with salty water for 7 months, and I would advise you not to skip a day. I skipped some days and I saw what happened. Do not skip any days. And when you shower, especially with hot water, like just move it up and down, move it up and down, you know. So that one took a little bit to heal, but it wasn't that painful. And what I've come to realize is that when you wipe it with hot or warm, but try hot, but not that hot, because your piercings are metal, it will burn you. But if you wipe it with warmer salty water as opposed to just cold salty water, that also helps, and it will help it heal faster. So for my belly piercing, how long did it take to heal? I can't quite remember, but I definitely did wipe it for 7 months. It's almost been 2 years, but whenever I wipe my ears, sometimes I just end up wiping my belly button piercing as well. So some things that you'd need to know about this is when it's healing, try not to wear anything that rubs off on it, like a belt or anything that will come in contact with it the whole day to disturb it, or a pair of high-waist trousers that just literally sits there. You want to like let it heal, you want to leave it alone. And another thing about the belly piercing is that it removes pus. It's not that much pus, it's nothing to panic about, but it's just a little bit, like either at the top or the bottom, especially when I do work out, which I haven't in a really long time. But whenever I work out, especially if it's like tummy workouts or like sit-ups or crunches or anything that makes your stomach go like that and affects your belly button piercing, kind of, it removes a little bit of pus, but it is nothing to worry about. So make sure you clean your belly piercing if you don't want infections, because that one I made sure I always cleaned it, because I don't want those like balls of fat that usually come around your piercings. That's not cute on your stomach. That is really not cute on your stomach. So anyway, I have had a really good experience with my belly piercing, and it is my favorite one yet. So last but not least, I got 4 piercings on the same day. and I feel like that was a bad idea. Let me tell you, let me first go to the backstory and then I come back to the piercing. I got 2 on this side, and this one was an industrial one, and then I got 2 on this side. That period I used to sleep like on the back of my head, John. Nilikuwa nalala kwa kisogo because I could not bear the pain. It was so painful. Like, this part is the most painful part of your ear. Like, when you're piercing it, this is the most painful part. So the top part of my industrial piercing was so painful, and the piercing, sadly, it blocked. When I was doing the Zaron shoot, it was an industrial piercing, but by the time we'd shot the whole day, I had to take my piercings out because they wanted like a clean look, and the industrial piercing is not a clean look because it's just like taking attention away from the makeup. So by the time we were done shooting in the evening, night actually, I tried to put So by the time we're done shooting and it was nighttime, I tried to put that industrial earring that goes across back in, and my holes had gotten too small. Like, that piercing is usually a little bit thicker than the normal one. So when I tried, it was too painful, and I was like, it's not worth it. And each time I have to do a job, most times a shoot, etc, something, I have to take it off and put it back on. So I was like, maybe it's not worth having it. Like, it's time to let it go. So anyway, back to the fun part. So this one was an industrial piercing, but right now I have it as 2 different piercings, which is that and this one here. So since it blocked, obviously, that's why I now use it as 2 different ones. But I have a vlog for when I went to get these 2 as well, and they were painful. Let me not even lie about that. So that vlog is up here if you want to check it out. I got these ones at Baritaska as well, which is where I got my belly piercing. And these piercings, especially when this one up here went through, I was like, Lord have mercy. And then there's this 2 on the other side as well. These piercings have given me trouble, let me not lie. Especially this one, when it was the industrial piercing, it used to be painful, and sometimes the earring used to stick on my skin, so that used to kind of hurt. Like, I used to have to turn it slowly whenever I'm wiping it, and that was a bit painful. But right now it's so much better. Also for these ones, if you clean it with warm to hot salty water, it's going to heal much faster. And for these, sometimes the thingy swells up a bit. I make sure I wipe it, it goes down, it comes back, it goes down, but it's nothing too serious. But they were also really painful, and it took a long time to heal. Like, a long time. I used to sleep on my kisogo for such a long time, because whenever you sleep like this, it's so painful. Or actually, I used to put my hand like this and literally sleep over it so that my ear does not come in contact with the bed, because it was painful. But I really like my piercings, all of them. I feel like it's worth it. I wouldn't regret any. Sometimes whenever I see Joanna has filmed a video and she has her industrial piercing, I'm like, I miss my piercing. But I was like, ni sawa tu that it healed, or that it blocked, and now there are 2 different piercings, that it got smaller. It's fine that it got smaller, because it used to hurt. It was painful. It was really cute, but it was painful. And I feel like I've always just loved piercings. Especially, I've never realized how many earrings I have, because you would never catch me at walking with all of these. Today I wore them just for video purposes, and I was like, kwani ni mo bibi? Shori, kwani ya ni masikio yako? So anyway, I usually get a few inquiries, especially about the belly piercing and how long it takes to heal and how to take care of it, etc. So I thought that I'd do this video to tell you guys a little bit more if you're interested in getting it. The belly piercing, I would recommend 100%. Trust me, it was even less painful than this one's up here. Maybe it's because the belly button is like more fatty, and this part, like the cartilage, is really painful. But I would 100% recommend. And the best advice that I'd give you guys relating to piercings is that make sure you take really good care of them. And if you're supposed to wipe it for 7 months, twice a day or at least once a day, make sure you do that. Because I've seen people who have that hanging like piece of meat that grows when you don't take care of your piercing, and that is not cute. Whenever that starts happening to my piercings, I wipe them so religiously. And don't be afraid of the pain. Like, just press it in. It's going to help in the long run when your piercings heal all nicely. And yes, I don't think there's anything more I'd like to say. I just thought I'd talk a little bit about my piercings today because I really like piercings and I like how they look. Like, they're really cute, especially if you have cute earrings. I feel like they're super cute. Just make sure you clean them. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and what other kinds of videos you'd like to see. Okay, my nails are struggling. I feel like anytime one will just fall off. Tell me what other kinds of videos you guys would like to see. Yeah, make sure you use my Zaron discount code if you're trying to cop any Zaron products, and it is on the screen once again. And I'm thinking of doing a story time. Do you guys like story times, or would you guys like be interested in seeing story times? Let me know, and if you do, then I got you. And if you like this video, make sure you drop a big thumbs up. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet already. Always remember to be you and stay true, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.